Welcome to Lynn's Romance Library. I'm Lynn, and today we are doing the November TBR. So, I am going to break this down into parts because I wrote a TBR out and then I forgot about a readathon. So, first up, book club picks. So, Smart Women Read Romance is one that I try and participate in all of their picks each month. Sometimes I do better than others, but their November 2nd pick is Gothicana by Runix. Their November 9th pick is It Started With a Scandal by Julie Ann Long. November 16th is Praise by Sarah Kate. November 23rd is Ruby Fever by Ilona Andrews. And then November 30th is Sustained by Emma Chase. So I plan on doing Sustained and I think Praise at the very least. I haven't started the Hidden Legacy series, and Ruby Fever's number 6 in that series, so chances are I wouldn't be able to get through to book 6 by the time that episode comes out. But those are kind of ones that are on my radar. I try and do at least 4 of their book club picks a month, even if it's back episodes, if I can't catch up with their new ones. So I'm very excited. I love how Justin and Juliet talk about their romance books. So excited about that. And then I'm not sure which of these book clubs I'll participate in, but club is doing Promises and Pomegranates by Sav R. Miller. This is the book club hosted by That Tall Book Girl and Oh Hey It's Michelle. My dog is being very crazy. And Cover to Cover, which is Sam Reads a Little and Tori from Novel Life. They are doing The Duke I Tempted by Scarlett Peckham, and Out of Bounds with Nikki and Bookland, and Oh Hey It's Michelle is doing Serpent in White by Nyla Kay, or I believe Nyla Kent. So those are ones that I'm keeping an eye out for book club picks. Then my regular TBR, we'll see how many of these I actually get to. TBR is a suggestion instead of a rule for me. So my first one that I want to get to is I have an advanced reader copy of A Wicked Game by Kate Bateman. This was available for the first 500 people that requested on NetGalley, so this is my whopping 3rd arc, I believe. So maybe it's number 4. But its release date is December 27th, so I do technically have time, but I want to get to it on the earlier side just so that I have time to actually write a review, because right now I've been busy. So the books that I've been reading, I've just been doing ratings. I haven't actually written a review for, so I want to make sure that I have time to build out a review, especially because I'm behind on reviews. Then I'm hoping to continue The Vampire Who Loved Me, which is book 2 in the Cabot Sisters duet. I think Following Two Different Sisters by Teresa and Medeiros. This is a paranormal historical. I really, really enjoyed book 1, and I can't wait to get into book 2. And then book number 7, I think it's 7, is releasing in the Clatian series called Resisting Maxu by Victoria Aveline. I have been loving this series. My favorites are probably book 1, Choosing Theo, and then book 2, which is Using Feiho. Those I think are my top ones, but it's releasing November 2nd. And so I'm expecting to pick it up basically shortly after it releases. And then I really am unsure about this. This is Vandal by Carian Cole. I read Storm several months ago and I didn't like it. It was a 3.5 star, and I haven't felt the need to pick up book 2 in the time since, but I feel like I might be in the mood for it. It's supposed to be kind of angsty. I think it's second chance, but primarily it's a rock star romance. So we'll see about that one. I'm iffy. Then kind of other miscellaneous ones. I want to do a reread of Clean Sweep by Ilona Andrews. Oliver, settle down. So I want to do a reread of Clean Sweep by Ilona Andrews. I recently found Hoopla was available through my library, and so they have graphic audios for the that series, and I really enjoyed their original the original time I read it on ebook. So I'm hoping to really enjoy experiencing graphic audio. This is the first series that I've actually liked and enjoyed that has graphic audio, so I would be interested to see how I like that as a media to read books. Then I also got on Hoopla the Rescued from Ruin bind up audiobook of book 0.5, 1, 2, and 3. I love Elisa Braden's Highlander romances. I've caught up to date with her release schedule on those. So I was gonna try the Rescued from Ruin series and see how I enjoyed those. Then I have 2 recommendations from Steph at Novelty Corner that I'd really like to get to. One is Edge of Eon by Anna Hackett. And then the other is Sinner by Lana Pecherczyk. I think it's Pecherczyk, but I could be wrong on that. So Edge of Eon is a sci-fi alien romance. So that's about all I remember from it. I think it's enemy of my enemy is my friend between humans and the other alien race. And then Sinner is a superhero retelling. So I recently talked about it in my Kindle Unlimited TBR. So then Painted Scars by Neva Altaj. This is a mafia arranged marriage with disability rep. I've heard good things from Ava's romance books, and I believe Jen at the Book Refuge. Both of them I think I've read and enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to picking up that one. And then Mercy by Debra Anastasia. This is a somewhat dark romance. Our hero stalks our heroine. He has kind of a troubled past, and he ends up getting a full facial tattoo of a skull. And so he's has a lot of stigma around getting that type of tattoo, and so he somewhat keeps to himself and stays out of public for the most part. But he goes out to a Dia de los Muertos Halloween party, and he meets the heroine because Dia de los Muertos, you have the skull, intricate skull face designs, and so he is not perceived to be abnormal, and so he meets the heroine there and then ends up stalking her. So this is a favorite by Bree from In Love and Words, and so I was just thinking about it with the end of spooky season and Halloween approaching, and I was really wanting to read that for some reason. So it's on the November TBR. I'll probably pick it up closer to the beginning of the month when I'm still kind of having spooky season. That covers all my figured out TBR stuff. And then I realized I had the Once Upon a Readathon that I wanted to participate in. They had done an announcement video maybe at the beginning of October, maybe even middle of September. And I was kind of like, that's on my radar, but I didn't really pay attention to what the prompts were or any of the things about that. But it's kind of a quest style TBR or readathon. So our first stop in our quest is to do some research about our quest. And so our first step, we have 3 main props and then kind of a bonus. And so I haven't picked which book fully I'm going to start with, but the dates are from November 1st to November 30th. The first stop on our quest features royalty, is a retelling, and the title includes Once Upon a or Time, and then if you get 2 or more of those words, it's a bonus. So I think I'm going to do a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I have novellas that were part of an anthology that's on KU that I've been reading through when I was feeling a little slumpy. So I have one of those. I believe I'm on Beauty in Autumn by Ruby Dixon. It's a Beauty and the Beast retelling. And then I think I'm gonna do the Kimberly Lemming I Yeeted something at something, whichever the first one is. I think it's a demon. But it's going to be that time that I blank at A. So I'll get one time and into that title. So I for sure am planning on getting at least 2 out of the 3 stops, which will mean that I'll probably hit around 320 points. So each prompt has a certain point associated with it. Stop 2 on the journey is finding a map. So the prompts are to have a book that contains a map or some other map on the cover, etc., etc. A book that is recently acquired. I recently went to a library sale and got a big copy of Jennifer Ashley's Death Below Stairs. It's a decent size, but I figured I would read a physical book for this, but since my KU library is so continuously rotating, it wouldn't really be reasonable to pick one of those books for a recently acquired one. And then the cover has red, orange, yellow, or brown colors on the cover, and bonus if you get 2 or more of those colors represented in your prompt. So I'm not sure what those books I'll have. I have a couple fantasy on my TBR in general, so I might pick one of the fantasy ones. Those are pretty, generally will have maps associated with them. Stop 3 is gather your companions. So this are all community-based prompts. So the first one is a romance, which will be easy. I read pretty exclusively romance. Family, so high family component, and then a new to you author with a bonus if it's a debut author. So I have, I think, is it Melanie Harlow is, or Melanie Moreland has Rev to the Max, which is a mechanic small town romance with, I think, a big found family aspect. So I think that and that would be a new to me author. It wouldn't necessarily be debut. I would have to check. But I was thinking that that would be a good pick. I have a couple of other small towns that would be new to me authors that I could pick up that would kind of hit the gamut on those. So again, I'm trying to get as max number of points, so hitting books with multiple prompts, but it's a month-long readathon, so the only thing is you have to hit the journey in order. So if I'm moving through my list pretty quickly, I might try and make sure that I black out each step. Then step 4 is quest for the apple tree, or for the thing that we're questing for. And so this is a one where a fantasy one's going to hit a lot of them. So first is having a magic system or magic contained, a historical setting, and then over 300 pages, and a bonus if it's over 450 pages. So depending on the length, I might hold off and have The Vampire Who Loved Me as the book for that, and then I don't know how long it is. I would assume it's over 300. So that would make it a good candidate for that step, and then I can black them all out. And then the last one is climb the apple tree, which is, again, that's our goal. This one has to have a conflict. You have to have people vote for which book you need to pick, and or unlikable or morally gray character. And it's a bonus if your character is a villain. So I have a couple. I know Oliver. I know the first book in Amara Rae's series has our hero as morally gray and actually tortures our heroine. So I think that would be a good villain option. There's obviously going to be pretty good conflict. It's a fantasy romance, but I might have some other similar ones so that it can be a pull pick, or I might just have more than one book. So that's going to be like, I'll probably read between 5 to 10 books for the readathon specifically, so that I can get the maximum amount of points. My team is princesses, so hopefully we do a pretty good job with that. So anyway, that's kind of what I am focusing on in the month of November. Sorry, Oliver, we just got back home from work and Oliver went to puppy playdate daycare. So he's a little fussy, but let me know if there's any books that are on your radar as new releases or things that are very interesting. And just looking forward to a chat. And if you have a royalty type emoji that you'd like to put in the comments to say that you were here, if there's nothing else, but like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching my video. And I will see you shortly after this for my October wrap up. Okay, bye.